Host, I know we're both in the same room, but I don't think we're in the same world.
Writers draft and revise. Sketch artists draw and erase. Engineers prototype and scrap. Each favors the new and improved version over their previous iterations, but why? Is it because the new model is simply closer to the idea or image in their head of what it is they're trying to create? That still leaves the question of what's driving those versions, the tension between the way we perceive how things are and the way we think they ought to be. Computers and the internet have given us an additional dimension not only in creating and modifying those little prototypes, but sharing them too. Technology hasn't supplanted the very physical act of making and doing. When the elevator came along, we didn't get rid of stairs. When the e-reader came along, we didn't get rid of books. How often have you heard one of your friends say they just like the feel of a physical book, or they complain about having to reread something in a PDF, but pick it right up from a paper copy? Technology has obvious influences over the ways in which we learn, create, and connect, but even more profound are the subtle ways in which it influences us and our creations, and therefore our connections. What incentivizes our creations? Who gets to decide? How are those creations curated, and for whom? These aren't just questions for researchers, tech executives, and policymakers. Each of us has to examine those issues and carefully consider who and what we might be excluding when we favor a particular platform, and what that particular platform has been created to favor. Try as we might, we can't escape the raw physicality of our nature as humans, but the future increasingly looks more like a sci-fi integration of technology and humans, or at least for those who have the means. That's all kind of bleak and melancholic, so I think it's productive to start thinking about the design of creative platforms and the means by which we communicate. Augmented reality seems to be a promising horizon and allows for a blend of the physical and digital in an unobtrusive way. In his book, Making is Connecting, David Gauntlet outlines several design principles for platforms for creativity. And he also says forward-looking libraries open their doors to people who like to create together. And these institutions set up makerspaces and broadcast the invitation to do something. But I'll go a step further and say creativity already germinates organically in existing communities. The real point of friction, the thing we'll have to spend some energy working out, is how we can peacefully and productively cultivate and share across such diverse groups.